Luca on 4K Blu-ray. I just showed this movie to my kids, and it was my first time watching it. I totally blind bought it, and it was a lot of fun. I did have some major problems with certain parts of it, though, and so we're going to go over the review. We're going to talk about the 4K and the movie, what I thought, and just kind of go through it like it's a book club, and it's my turn to talk. Oh yeah, and this is totally going to have spoilers in it, so you haven't seen it, ye be warned. Also, I asked my 3-year-old what she thought of the movie, so I'm going to just slap that clip in here as well. All right, Evie, what movie did we just watch?
Luca.
Luca, did you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Did you like Luca?
I
All right.
liked.
What was your favorite part of Luca?
I liked him going in the water.
Nice. What happened when he went in the water?
He found a boat. He found a boat, and he said it's a creature.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a creature.
Yeah, what did you think? Did you like Luca?
Luca. He said Luca, Daddy.
Nice.
On it because I didn't want to get poked in my feet.
That's a good reason to put shoes on. So as far as the 4K disc goes, one of the things that absolutely stood out to me is anytime they're on one of these like pebbly beaches, it just is so incredibly detailed and good looking. Also, look at this.
Walking. Don't worry, you're in luck. I basically invented it.
The other parts that stand out on the 4K as just like absolute demo and amazing color and just like jaw-dropping detail are anytime it shows these little panning shots of the town. Like, it's just so colorful and beautiful and detailed, and so much is going on. It's really where I feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of the 4K. I love how Luca is basically a little sheep herder, and all these little fish, they actually like make sheep noises. I thought it was cool that they have like this little civilization underwater, right? It doesn't have to be like Finding Nemo and they have to be fish people. Like, they can actually be like Finding Nemo is like fish, and so they can only do so much with that, with their like society and schools and everything. But this, you have like humanoid type fish mermaid people, like Creature from the Black Lagoon type things. So they have like rolling hills and these little sheep fish. So it was fun to see the little society they created under here. I thought this part was so funny when Luca's parents show up to town and they start trying to get all the kids wet because they transform back into their sea monster self when they're wet. So they just start tossing all these kids in the fountain. I thought this part was so funny. She just goes on a rampage. So this movie had like some really good laugh out loud moments. I was holding our brand new baby and I just laughed really loud right into his face, made him like jump. But there's a lot of funny parts like this. So I know that a lot of like kids movies have to have their like falling out with the main characters, and there has to be like a sad montage or like a breakup montage or whatever, but I didn't really like this one in this movie. So this is probably the main thing in this movie I didn't like, is like the two friends' little breakup here, where he reveals that he's a sea monster. But then like, so Luca basically betrays him, and I know they were just fighting and rolling around in the dirt and stuff, but I don't like how hard of a betrayal it is, because like Luca wants to go to school and this kid just wants to adventure, and yeah, they're fighting and stuff, but then he's like, sea monster, and then these other kids with harpoons are like throwing harpoons at him. It's like, dude, I get that you're like upset with him, but like, don't get him killed, you know? I think that was kind of extreme of Luca to betray him in this way. And also, I didn't find it like, it felt kind of out of character. It just seemed a little too extreme. So that's probably the one part of the movie that I really don't like, is these guys, their little breakup where Luca's like, he's a sea monster, and the kids are throwing harpoons at him and stuff. I guess what I'm saying is it felt forced to add more drama. But going to a part that I loved, another part I laughed out loud on.
Grandma, did you really go up there?
And then scene change, that's it. So it's like, oh, he's gonna talk to his grandma at night about going to the surface. And she just like does this like crazy wide open eyed snorty thing, and the scene just moves on. It's just like, oh, okay. So this movie's full of funny little moments like that. So one thing I liked about this movie is I don't think it felt too forced, if that makes sense. But every once in a while, it felt like they were going real hard to just be like, let's win Best Picture with this, or let's just be this most artsy animated movie. So like he has the and I like these parts. Like he has these visions, right? But sometimes they're so beautiful and over the top, and it almost seems like they're trying to just be like, look how artsy and like beautiful this is. Like, come on, let's win an award with this movie. All right, so even though I felt like there's parts of this movie that are clearly like trying to win awards, I also think that it did a really good job. And I'm hypersensitive to movies nowadays with like anything like preachy or pushy or like secret messaging in them. And I felt like maybe there's a tiny bit of this with like the secret fish people living in town all along. But what I ultimately loved is
It's me.
how
But how am I
this
gonna know you're okay?
just the friendship and the loyalty and the sacrifice for somebody else, and like the hopefulness and the family togetherness, like I loved the ending of this movie. Like this kid ends up with that girl's dad to like help him. He goes off to school, like there's like family support, there's new friends made, this kid sacrifices so he can go to school. I just think it's a beautiful ending, and it's one that I absolutely am I don't want to say proud to show my kids because that sounds weird, but eager to show my kids and to talk to them about like the decisions that these characters make. So it's fun along the way. It looks absolutely beautiful. The music is incredible. The animation is fun. The people's shape is a little bit weird, but all the like scenery is like super. I don't want to say photorealistic because it's still a little bit artistic, but it's just a lot of detail and color. So the 4K was an absolute blast to watch, and the Dolby Atmos on it sounded outstanding. But yeah, I laughed out loud many times and scared our brand new baby. This one, right here. Hello. But it was fun. So I'm glad I blind bought this, and I'm glad I could show it to my kids. And it just feels like a rare Disney movie lately that is really good and not trying to sneak hidden messages in that I might not want to show my kids. So let me know what you think of this movie, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I totally just spoiled it in here though, so spoiler alert. Maybe I should put that at the beginning. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.